Joining us now is VanEck, CEO of VanEck ETF. Jan, an errant tweet, or X, or whatever we're calling them now, got a bunch of us with a head fake yesterday. But what's your sense of what's coming with these SEC rules around Bitcoin ETFs?
Well, John, I can break news because your producers were asking, and a colleague just gave me the thumbs up, which means that the SEC is going to declare our prospectus effective, which means we can start trading tomorrow.
Okay. And so what's your expectation of how this is going to shift the environment and the mood around Bitcoin? There's been a lot of anticipation around this. The prices of Bitcoin ran up in expectation, and sort of unclear what kind of volatility we're going to see from here.
Yeah, I mean, with any ETF, it depends how is the underlying market trading. So that was the context that I like to set today. So first of all, about $30 billion of Bitcoin trades every day, half of it on exchanges like Coinbase, and the other half over the counter. So there's a lot of liquidity in the underlying asset of Bitcoin. Compare that to the biggest Bitcoin fund, GBTC, right now, which is about $26 billion. So there's a lot of liquidity. GBTC trades under $200 million a day. So if that kind of on-exchange volume shifts over to the ETFs, things should be pretty smooth tomorrow, would be my expectation.
Okay, so it sounds like you got approval. Congratulations. I know this has been literally years in the making. You first filed in 2017 to have one of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. The question is, who's going to buy it? Are you expecting a lot of institutional investor adoption? And if we have multiple approvals and multiple ETFs now coming to market, is there room for everyone?
Well, first question, I think a lot of people will be now exploring Bitcoin for the first time. There have obviously been a lot of retail investors involved, but a lot of fiduciaries, financial advisors, and frankly, the banks have been told by the regulators, do not touch crypto. In fact, even today, as you know, these ETFs are structured with cash contribution and redemptions because the regulators wanted the banks to stay away. So a lot of major institutions handling huge amounts of money are going to be looking at Bitcoin for the first time as something they can safely buy in custody for their clients. Will it be a day one event? No, I don't think so. People are trying to figure out how does Bitcoin fit into their portfolios. And what we say is, look, it's part of your real assets allocation, your protection of value against inflation and things like that. And you have to size it appropriately given the volatility.
Okay. How should investors who maybe are a little bit newer to this asset class, how should they be thinking about it, especially when you have things like publicly listed miners and debates about centralization of minings and some of the fees and other aspects that are associated with that?
Yeah, I like to say that Bitcoin's an 8-year-old, and I'm very excited it's going to have a big jump up, maybe be a 13-year-old tomorrow, because there's been a lot of threats. You know, when VanEck started its first gold fund in 1968, it was illegal to own gold bullion. So there will continue to be threats about Bitcoin, but I think this has really set it firmly in the kind of hemisphere, if you will, of financial assets in the United States. What we say is buy a little, but dollar cost average. With the volatility of this asset, you do not want to try to time it or do it all at once. But dollar cost averaging through its history has always proven to be a profitable strategy. No guarantees going forward, of course. So that's what we're really telling people is don't be shy about buying just a teeniest bit to kind of experience it, but then be very careful to spread your investment out over time. Okay. The framing, sorry, just to finish really quickly, the framing is we have an accommodative Federal Reserve coming into this year, and there's the Bitcoin halvening happening in April. So as a Bitcoin investor, you do want to have some position going into that halvening in April.